everybody, and welcome back to the Open Door with me, Mickey. I know that we are already 3 weeks into 2018, which I honestly can't believe, but a lot of stuff has happened within the past year, and I am confident that this new year of 2018 is going to hold so many new trials and struggles, but joys and dreams and excitement. And I know one of the things that most people do are set New Year's resolutions. And I know I'm a little bit behind, but I do think making resolutions is a really good practice. And maybe not so much New Year's resolutions, but personal goals. Things that as an individual we want to accomplish, things that we want to work on for our own self-improvement and our own self-growth. I'm not the greatest at goal setting, and I'm even worse at goal accomplishing. But that is absolutely something that I want to change for this next year. So I encourage you to think about what are some things about yourself, what are some things that you want to work on this next year as far as personal goals, ways to become a better version of yourself, ways for self-improvement, for self-growth. All of these things I think God wants to see in us. He has created us for a purpose. He wants us to be the best version of ourselves. He wants us to constantly grow and to learn and to be open and to dream and to go after things. One of the things I wanted to sort of help me become more organized and to plan and to set goals is a planner, and it's called, if you can see that, Through Small Things, Greatness. And in it, it has so many things that I have already enjoyed looking at. And a few of the things that I want to share with you, because it will be beneficial to sort of the purpose of this vlog. For each month, it has an area where you can set monthly goals. I really like this because it helps me have a focus for the month of goals that I have. So just want to share with you a few things that New Year's resolutions or goals that I have come up with. And if I would love to hear from you about things that you want to work on, maybe some sort of a tool like a planner that has been helpful in allowing you to track your progress, but also know where you want to go in the future. One of the things I came across on Facebook was a saint generator. So you just say a little prayer, you click a button, and it gives you a saint to focus on throughout the year. So sort of like your patron saint for 2018. I happened to get St. John of the Cross, whom I know very little about, and so I was like, you know what, that would be a really good goal for me, is 15 minutes a day to do some sort of spiritual reading on St. John of the Cross. So one of the things that I did is I actually got a book, a compilation of his works. It is quite thick, and as you can tell, I am like, well, it doesn't look like I've read any pages, but I have. I think it's like 18 pages. That's one of the things that I want to do, is to build up a knowledge of people who have gone before me, who have lived incredibly holy lives, so that I can learn through their example of faith. So that's one of my goals. I'll put the link to the saint generator in the description, so if you want to click on it and get a saint for the year, please feel free to use that. One of my other goals with relationships is to plan and execute one date a month for my husband and I to work on our marriage, to make sure that we're feeding our marriage, taking care of that. Another goal that I have as far as relationships is each week to spend at least 30 minutes with each of my children, to intentionally spend with just them, to make sure that you're free of other distractions, to get to know your children, get to know their dreams, their hopes, or just have fun together. Over the summer, I had a really great group of mom friends who encouraged me to start exercising. So exercise has become part of my weekly routine. But one thing that is not part of my weekly routine is, or even daily routine, is drinking enough water. So I know that might sound really trivial or really small, but for me, it's something that I know I'm not good at and something that I need to improve. So one of my other goals is to drink at least 40 ounces of water a day. Now I know they say you definitely need more than that. I'm just not there yet, so baby steps are really good for me. Some of these are just examples that I have of resolutions that I have made. Because I'm not a really great goal accomplisher, one of the things that I'm really excited about this planner that I have is it has a habit tracker. So I can write the goals that I want for that month. And I'm not gonna lie, so far, the first 3 weeks of January 2018, I have not done a really great job or even a good job of following through with my goals. So in February, a lot of those goals are going to be very similar. A lot of those habits are going to be the same until I feel like I have mastered that. Because mastery isn't that ultimately sort of what we're looking for? Mastery in these things that we want to change about ourselves because we know that they make us a better version of ourselves. And ultimately, that's what God wants. God wants the best that we have to offer. And to constantly work on self-improvement and self-growth, because in that process, the more that we know about ourselves, the more we can hear God speak to us. And again, I think all of this is for our physical, emotional, and spiritual progress and well-being. So that's just one thing that I'm going to use. I'm going to use my planner to set my goals, and I'm excited about it. And even though I haven't really done a great job for the first 3 weeks, it is something that I'm committed to working on. I'm not just going to throw my New Year's resolutions out the window because it didn't quite work out the first month. No, I'm going to keep going until I feel like I've mastered that. And once I've done that, then I'm going to just increase that or add a new goal. Because we never stop growing. We should never stop challenging ourselves to become better. If we can just improve ourselves 1% each day in these things, then eventually I'll get to a point where all 30 days of my habit tracker, I can be like, I did that the whole month, right? And so I'm going to continue that and maybe even raise the bar just one more level. I find this process challenging but encouraging and quite exciting, and I hope that you do too. Again, I would love to hear from you about any resolutions or goals that you have made, any sort of system that allows you to keep track of these and your progress and even your failures, because we do grow through our failures and we see where we fell off, and hopefully that gives us a little bit of an idea of how to improve our goal to get to where we want to be. Also, and this is something I've been putting a lot of thought into, and I have no idea what I'm going to do yet, but I would love to hear from you. At the very beginning of this planner that I got, it talked about like your yearly motto. Like if you could have a motto for the year, what would it be? I've gone back and forth with a few, and then I will definitely share it with you when I decide what it's going to be. But I also want to encourage you, for this year, for the year of 2018, what is a motto? Maybe it's a Bible verse, maybe it's a quote from a saying, maybe it's something that that you heard from your parents a long time ago, or something you heard growing up. But what sort of motto do you feel will be like your battle cry or your victory cry or your inspiration for the year of 2018? If you have one, I would love for you to share that, and I'd love to hear from you about your motto for 2018. Again, I don't know what mine is yet, but I'm hoping by next week I will be able to share that with you. I hope that you have a great week. I pray for you as you prayerfully discern on how to be intentional each week, each month, with goal setting, with trying to accomplish those goals, with trying to grow as an individual and challenge yourself. So I pray for you. I ask for your prayers for me, and I hope that you have a great week. Take care, and God bless.